Alright, let's dive into something that's been bubbling up in the political sphere lately, and trust me, it's a doozy. So, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski just dropped a bombshell by opposing Todd Blanche's nomination for Attorney General. Now, on the surface, this might seem like just another political spat, but personally, I think this is a moment that reveals a lot about the current state of the Republican Party and the broader tensions in Washington. What makes this really interesting is that Murkowski isn't just any senator, she's known for being one of the more moderate voices in the GOP, often willing to break ranks. So, when she says she's against Blanche, it's not just a partisan move, it's a signal that there are deeper concerns at play. From my perspective, Murkowski's opposition isn't just about Blanche himself, it's about the broader issue of the politicization of the Justice Department. She even went on X to say that while this issue didn't start with the current administration, it's definitely gotten worse. And honestly, that's a pretty bold statement. What many people don't realize is that the Justice Department is supposed to be one of the most nonpartisan institutions in the country. When it becomes a tool for political agendas, it undermines the very foundation of our legal system. So, Murkowski's stance here isn't just about Blanche, it's about drawing a line in the sand. Now, let's talk about Blanche for a second. He's Trump's former personal defense attorney, and he's currently acting Attorney General. Trump wants him in that role permanently, but here's the thing, Blanche has been at the helm during some pretty controversial moments. Take the handling of the Epstein files, for example. That alone raises eyebrows. And then there's this anti-weaponization fund that was part of a settlement between Trump and the government. Blanche pledged to walk it back after backlash, but the damage was already done. In my opinion, this fund is a perfect example of how things can go off the rails when politics gets involved in justice. Critics, including Murkowski, were worried it would end up compensating people who participated in the January 6th attack. If you take a step back and think about it, that's a pretty alarming possibility. What this really suggests is that Blanche's nomination isn't just a political appointment, it's a test of whether the Justice Department can maintain its independence. Murkowski's opposition puts the confirmation in serious doubt, especially since another Republican, Senator Susan Collins, has also said she won't vote for him. And let's not forget, the GOP only has a slim majority in the Senate, and with Mitch McConnell absent due to illness, every vote counts. This raises a deeper question, can Blanche actually get confirmed? And if he does, what does that say about the priorities of the Republican Party? One thing that immediately stands out is how this situation reflects the internal divisions within the GOP. Murkowski and Collins are both moderates, and their opposition shows that not everyone in the party is on board with Trump's agenda. Meanwhile, someone like Senator Bill Cassidy, who lost his primary after Trump backed his challenger, hasn't said where he stands. It's like the party is at a crossroads, trying to figure out what it stands for. Personally, I think this is a moment where the GOP needs to decide whether it's going to prioritize party loyalty or the principles of justice and independence. A detail I find fascinating is Murkowski's statement that the country needs an attorney general who will check the worst impulses of this administration. That's a pretty strong indictment, and it speaks to a broader concern about the direction of the country. What many people don't realize is that the attorney general isn't just a legal figurehead, they're the top law enforcement officer in the nation. If they're seen as politically compromised, it erodes public trust in the entire system. So, Murkowski's opposition isn't just about Blanche, it's about safeguarding the integrity of the Justice Department. If you take a step back and think about it, this whole situation is a microcosm of the larger political battles we're seeing right now. It's about power, principles, and the future of American institutions. In my opinion, Murkowski's stance is a reminder that even in a highly polarized political environment, there are still people willing to stand up for what they believe is right. Whether Blanche gets confirmed or not, this moment will be remembered as a test of the GOP's commitment to justice over politics. So, here's my closing thought. What does it say about our political system when a nomination for Attorney General becomes a battleground for the soul of a party? And more importantly, what does it mean for the rest of us? This isn't just about Blanche or Murkowski, it's about the kind of country we want to live in. Personally, I think this is a moment that demands our attention, because the stakes are higher than they might seem. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.